Welcome to Gold Canyon. I'm here at the Cloudview Trailhead, and I'm going to be taking the Lost Gold Mine Trail out to Old Turks Head and possibly try to summit that. I'll see how I feel. This is hot weather hiking part 2, and today is August 14th. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. Temperature somewhere around, let's say 110 to 114, somewhere in there. So my plan today is just to, I guess, test my limits a little bit more. I'm going to push it a little bit. The trail's pretty easy. It just kind of zigzags for a while. And I may try to summit Old Turks Head right there in the middle. I'll see how I feel. Once again, safety is important. If I feel lightheaded, dizzy, maybe not thinking 100% correctly, I'm just going to turn around right away. Alright, so there's Old Turks Head. I'm about 1.4 miles in and 25 minutes now. And feeling okay. I can definitely feel the heat. Same thing as last time, I can tell I'm sweating pretty significantly. My heart rate is up a little bit, especially on the climbs, but so far the trail has been relatively level. So this fence right here is the boundary to the National Forest, which I'm on now. I think the other side is state land. I'm not 100% sure though. But anyway, just had to cross over that. And then Turks Head, Old Turks Head is up here. I'm just utilizing a little bit of shade here while I have it. I have a little more level section and then another steeper section to get to the summit. Okay, I'm standing on the summit. I'm gonna get down and show you what the actual summit looks like. Well, there's the actual summit right there. Just a giant boulder kind of on top of the rest of it. I'm taking a break in the shade. I'm sitting up against another outcropping behind me. Yeah, I can definitely tell my heart rate is pretty elevated. Even kind of, I don't know, maybe just a little bit short of breath too. More than normal anyway. One thing I didn't mention in my last video is caffeine. If you're doing any type of hot weather hiking, I'd say avoid it 100%. Maybe for a few days beforehand too. I'd say avoid it all the time. I'm really trying to cut it out of my life completely. So that big peak way out in the distance, big mountain, is Mount Lemmon, just north of Tucson. And then the pointier one in the foreground is Mineral Mountain. So Mount Lemmon is on the list. When I get to that pretty soon. My brother and I did Mineral Mountain. I think it was in April. I kept feeling something on my leg when I was standing up. I thought it was like a piece of a cholla stuck in me, which I did have on the way up, but I think I got stung by a bee. So I'm gonna start heading back right now. Maybe some kind of hawk or golden eagle right there, I'm not sure. It's riding the wind. It's always fun to get to the top of a summit. No matter how big or small the mountain is, it always feels like a good accomplishment. This trail's been pretty nice, just a ton of cholla, pieces of it on the trail. Yeah, I got one in me on the way up, but I was off trail then. But as you can see, they are everywhere. Little pieces all around. Okay, yeah, here it is, Lost Gold Mine Trail. Looks almost like a road right here. So this is facing the other way. That's the trail to Old Turks Head. Lost Gold Mine Trail continuing on that way over to Turks Head, or at least below it. And then there's Old Turks Head right there. Fun summit, pretty easy, even in the 110 degree weather, not too bad. I'm feeling really good now. I've been jogging down a little bit and I'll try to jog as much as I can back to the car. So that's Superstition Peak up there. Elevation 5,057, I think. And then there's Old Turks Head, which I just did. and then Turks Head over there, which I didn't do now, but have done before. And I'm almost back at the trailhead. So I jogged partly back, jogged for maybe a quarter of a mile, stopped for a little bit and walked, and then jogged again, maybe, I don't know, 0.2 of a mile, quarter of a mile. When I stopped the second time, I definitely got some dizziness, lightheadedness. So I just stopped jogging for the rest of the time. I've only had so far less than half a liter of water. So I can feel my throat pretty dry, lips pretty dry. Just wait until I get back to the car, then I'm gonna start drinking. All right, made it back. It was about 3.6 miles, an hour and a half. Definitely pushed it more than last time. And this was definitely riskier than last time too, just being further away from people, the road, etc. Starting a little bit earlier too. But the good thing about starting now is the sun intensity just keeps going down, and it will eventually get cooler and cooler, versus starting at, let's say, 10 o'clock when the sun just keeps getting more and more intense for a while. I'm sure that would feel even worse, even though it's probably not as hot right away. I think generally around 3 to 5 is the hottest time of the day. So starting at this time, in some ways it's a risk, but in some ways it's actually possibly safer than starting something early in the morning and then being out for long to where you're coming back in the midday sun, potentially with little water. Well, that guy over there just pulled back in right when I was finishing up on the trail. I'm not sure if he was sitting in his truck when I left or not. I don't know. I didn't notice him, but he pulled back in and kind of looked at me, and I'm just wondering if he's some kind of ranger or sheriff or something. Anyway, I won't say what his license plate is, but temperature is still saying 113 degrees. I've had the car on for a few minutes. I'll just sit here for a couple more minutes. But that's it from Gold Canyon Hot Weather Hiking Part 2. I don't know, it may not be till next summer before I get to do this again.